Hello, test mic. Okay, much better. Okay. Great. Let's make sure everything is working correctly. Test mic 1, 2. All right, only coming in one ear. Really need to figure out how to figure out the mixing on this, but it does work. So let's get started. Right. All right. Am I? Oh, of course, everything's broken now. Yep, this is good. Okay. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Tonight, we're doing a lot with ViewPress stuff, and so I thought it'd be great. Ooh, gotta mute this one. All right. We are here today to talk about VitePress, and by talk about, I mean just sort of let's dive head first, and if we're lucky, we can get set up and maybe figure out how to maybe issue a pull request and sort of contribute back to the sort of up and coming exciting project that Evan's been working on. So, for those who don't know, one of the things that Evan's been working on is this basically a web dev build tool for basically making it really quick for local dev servers and just sort of on-demand compilation. And there's a lot of like philosophy around this, and it gets in technicalities that are sort of beyond the scope of today's stream and session. If that's super interesting to people, maybe one day I can figure out a way to break it down for people that are interested. But basically, VitePress is sort of the ViewPress essence, built using sort of leveraging what Vite is great at. So, knowing that, what we want to do is we actually want to get a local environment of VitePress up and just sort of explore things. Certainly, if you're exploring on your own, you can just follow the npx VitePress that you have here set up. But since we're looking to do some local development tonight, I'm looking to get a little bit further than that. So, I'm going to go ahead and open up my terminal. And so I've gone ahead and already opened a local VitePress. So here we have, so if we look inside the code base, close this VS Code window. All right. Okay. So taking a look at this, you'll see that we have a couple scripts in here: dev client copy, dev node. So it's a little bit sort of cryptic, because you might be wondering, like, okay, what do I do to get started? And because what you ultimately want is, right, so what's our goal? Our goal is to have the local environment watching sort of like what VitePress is doing, and then be able to see our changes live on a local VitePress. Basically, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and add a folder where I've basically created just a local directory called VitePress local. And this might look familiar to some because I did something similar with ViewPress before. And so we can see here that in here there is no dependencies. And let's see, so there's VitePress, yep, VitePress local, great. And so inside there is this node module. Let's go ahead and delete this. And so what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and split my terminal in half. And so we're going to have VitePress local and VitePress. So right now, if I run yarn, basically there's not going to do much. And if I yarn dev, we'll see here that it's actually calling VitePress, because what I've done here actually, so this I think skipped. Let me yarn unleague VitePress first. Okay, let me yarn again, and then this should break. Not breaking. What am I doing? I think I need to unlink it here. So I'm still new to the sort of yarn workspace kind of stuff. And so let me try this again. Yarn install force. Great. And yarn dev should. Wow, it still works. Why does it still work? It should break. All right, so let me just go one step further then, just to make sure. Let me just delete everything inside of this directory. Okay. So, yep, there should be nothing in here. Great. npm init. Yep, local. That's fine. Okay, so okay, here's the interesting thing. Node module still has a Vite cache. So it's still pointing, I think, to VitePress. Yeah, it's linked modules to VitePress. That's probably what's going on here. I could have sworn that's the whole point of the unlink here. Great. Yarn install force, maybe. All right. Let's get this set up. Do. Okay. Yarn dev. Okay, and then so the reason I did the dev is it should just run VitePress. And it's still linked. Okay, do. Yarn unlink. Yeah, this is what's so weird. Okay, yep, yarn unlink. Oh, maybe that's what it is. I should just yarn unlink. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what I didn't understand. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing now. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here, running yarn dev, and it breaks. Perfect. Okay, that's what works. So looks like contribution number 1 to the VitePress repo is in the README. We're probably gonna need some sort of contributing section because it's great that we have motivation here, but rather than yep, I'm just gonna add another file. All right, so first thing first. So this is a guide to help those who are interested in contributing to VitePress. So first thing, prerequisites. I can't speak for a total fact, but I'm pretty sure we do need to use yarn. So that's the first thing first. Then instructions. So first thing we're going to do, clone the VitePress repo. And then you're going to, okay, so then once you're in here, we're going to run yarn. Just to make sure everything installs. And so again, we'll see here that there's a lot of different things going on. But once we've gotten to this point, we want to do is we want to actually link it. And so this will allow you to then link VitePress specifically inside of to like a local instance, right? Let's see, create symlink for VitePress package with yarn link. All right. Install dependencies with yarn. Let's make that parallel. And then what else do we know? We know after that, then we want to start VitePress local and dev environment with yarn dev. Yeah, I think just dev, because in this case, dev client, that should be fine. We'll find out shortly. So if I run dev, you'll see here this starts, so it's basically watching all the files in VitePress. So this is good. And then what we're gonna do is we want to make sure, so let's see, create a local npm project, change directory into local npm project. I'll need to clarify this instruction later, but then basically at this point what we want to do is then link local VitePress package with yarn link VitePress. So again, we saw that it broke earlier, but now when we do yarn link VitePress, it'll know to basically look up into this that we've already decided. And now I believe we can run yarn dev. And now, so now it works. So we go to port 3000. There's nothing there, which makes sense because we have nothing inside of here. So let me just create an index.markdown file and hello VitePress, and let's give it some lorem ipsum. Let's go 3 paragraphs. Yes, please save. And here we go. All right. So we have a local environment up, and how do we know this for sure? We know for a fact that, sorry, not for a fact. So we go into a source client. So client here, for those who work at VitePress, this might start to look a little bit familiar, right? So you have your theme default here. Okay, here are your different pieces. So we have our layout. So here I'm just gonna have switch this out and say hello VitePress here, and you'll see that this basically well, it doesn't look instant because it's not here, but then it's gonna say lorem ipsum. The moment I save, you see that it's basically like the moment I save, the moment it installs, whereas refreshes. Whereas in other projects, you know, we're a little bit more used to, it's starting to get to the a little bit slower because Webpack has to do the compilation. So great, what we have in our local package is now working in here. So this is good. Okay. So right now, as we can see, we have our VitePress working. We have the app, we have the theme default. This is good. Components, navbar, TS. This is interesting. Okay. So first time sort of seeing the code. So yeah, so let's sort of take a closer look at what's going on. There are a lot of, so it's pulling in a lot of global variables from site, theme. And so where are all these things coming from? Okay, so we have this TypeScript file. And so this is kind of interesting because most of us, when we're thinking of, you know, Vue, usually our JavaScript is inside of our .vue files. Part of the reason I think this is the way it is because, okay. Yeah, it looks like it's because, or my guess is because we don't have full TypeScript support inside, or sort of like native TypeScript support inside of the .vue file. So I think that's why it's currently being separated out. But so in terms of just sort of testing this out, we want to check to see how are things working sort of in conjunction with this new VitePress, right? How much is missing? What can we contribute? And those sort of things. So as far as the index.md, so let's see. One of the first things we can test out is code block highlighting and see if that works. So if we go here and just say, you know, data, and just return name Ben Hong. Great. So we save that. Okay, so this is good. So we can see now that this is working as expected. We syntax line highlighting. Okay, this is good. Add multiple lines. Yep. Okay, so that works. That is good. What about our custom containers? Those are good. Okay. All right. So far, so good. So yeah, so we don't have any dev tools yet with VitePress. So this is one of those sadder things. But okay, so we probably, one of the things that's going on with VitePress is we need to basically start to document. We need to document what's happening here. So what I'm gonna do then is let's go ahead, and this might be good enough to be honest. So you see actually here the Vite hot module reloading is actually updating every single time index.md. Like you see that it's actually, and it looks like it's even actually telling you where it changed. So I kind of want to test this. Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's updating the template. Okay, so with that, we've already got a contributing guide, and let's go ahead and let's clean up this a bit. So first thing first, set up VitePress instance, and then you need to set up local VitePress project dev environment. Okay, so you clone it, install, great. So if we preview this, yep, looks pretty good. So let's clean this up a little bit. All right, yep. So we have this. So I usually actually like it when they're kind of their own code blocks, but the question is, Markdown preview. Okay, I'm gonna put the preview on this side. Great, so install dependencies with yarn. Can I make it indented? Okay, that's good. I think that looks a little bit better. So okay, so then create a symlink for the ViewPress package. So symlink is a technical term. While common, I know for people who work in this a lot, it might not be intuitive. So I don't know. At this point, probably not worth optimizing, but it is one of those things where it's maybe kind of worth checking out. So let's see. How about this? Link VitePress link local create symlink to allow projects to link to local VitePress dev environment. That's really what this does. And then, yeah, I think that's a lot more, I think it's easier for people to understand. So the next piece is just starting the local dev environment. And then as far as this goes, whoa, why is this? Here we go. Okay. Send setup local VitePress. VitePress project, right. Okay. So we'll open up terminal, create a new folder, initialize with npm. All right, so initialize it, then add dependency to local VitePress dev environment. Yes, that's what you're ultimately doing. So here, yarn link WordPress. Add script package. Okay, yep. Create index.md file with, let's see. Inside of the repo, he recommends, all right, that's fine. We can do this. Create an index.md file, some content. So we can say bash, great. Will this color it? Maybe. Nope, not really. But that's fine. Example one-line script. Optional. Yep. Then add local dependency yarn link VitePress. Great. Oh, that's right. Then add dev. Add dev. Okay, add script to run. I guess add local dependency. They can add script to run VitePress in package.json. So then here we can say, so for our package.json, the simplest one would be down here. And again, when it comes to contributing, you want to make it as easy as possible for people to follow things. You really don't want to complicate things. So this stuff is not relevant. This is fine. So we can say, yep. I'll just use JavaScript for this. JSON does look way better though, but can I comment? It'll look weird. This is the only problem with JSON. Sample package.json. I won't be able to copy it without breaking things, but all right, I guess let's do that. So really, they only need to know this much. And then call it the VitePress project to run VitePress JSON. Great. Following sample uses the command dev and assumes your project content exists in the root folder. I think this is the most accurate because let's test this out real quick. If I go ahead and create a new folder and this time call it docs, which is kind of what usually would expect with VitePress, index.md here, docs homepage, and then let's do the lorem ipsum. Let's do 5 paragraphs. This time, if I do VitePress docs, I should hopefully, nope, did not like that. Dev docs. And this is why we try stuff out. Okay, so now, okay, yeah, so okay, this is why we try things out. All right, so maybe like this. I think this is probably the better replication for most people. Having them create stuff in, create a docs directory file with some content inside of docs. Great. Then script run dun 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 dun, and assumes your VitePress site will live in the folder docs. Okay, so I think this is what people need to know to get started. That's it. Oh, right. I did copy some success messages. Right. Registered. Right. If it's successful, you should see the following message. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Success, great. And then if I bash it, yeah, no, that looks kind of weird. Okay, that's good. And then we should see this. Give them a sample success message. It's successful. You should see the following similar message to the following. Great. Do. Okay. You are now set up. You're now ready to move to the VitePress project. Ta-da! Huh? All right. Ta-da! Celebrate. Give me my emoji. Okay, great. With that, I think that's good enough. I think people, this should be helpful for some. So let's check out a branch. Docs contributing. And I will add this. Docs add contribution guide. Great. And then to surface this, though, we do want the README to sort of other differences. That's fine. So we want the README to basically link to people. So this is fine. Evan wrote his motivations, customization. That's fine. Getting started. Want to contribute. Check out our contributing guide. I think this will work. .md for more information. And I say this works because I believe that should work. So we're linking. So right now, I'll link to the changelog. Oh no, it's not gonna be that simple. All right, I'm just gonna. If this gets merged, then theoretically, there will always be something on master. So I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. And then with that, we can, great, docs add pointer to contribution guide. Yep, can't spell. Okay. Great, so now docs contributing. Oh. Okay, so I clearly don't have the contribution rights to that yet. So let's go ahead and fork this. And then, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna practice some cherry picking right now. So let me, gosh, this is a little, okay. All right, so I'll git clone my local VitePress. What? I already have one here? All right, whatever. All right, git clone VitePress, great. Okay, so I'm gonna check out a branch for docs contributing. And then we're gonna do git log. All right, let's see if this works. Git cherry pick. Nope, bad object. Didn't like it. Fine, we'll do it the old-fashioned way because I really don't want to spend time on this right now. Okay. All right, so what do we do? We created a contributing guide, which, whoa, what was that? It opened, that was weird. All right, So I'm going to, actually, can I just copy and paste this? That'd be great if that worked as expected. Great. And the README has changed a little bit too. Okay, so now we should have two files. Yep, one to set that up, one to create a pointer. Great. So I'll just add these in one. Docs, add contributing, guide, git push origin, docs contributing. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and PR this. Fusion guide for anyone interested in helping out with VitePress. Okay, so that's that. All right. Let's see. All right, so we got a PR in. That is a success. So we have the source here, but VPress really should have sort of like we have right now with VPress. So one of the things VPress does is it allows you to, inside the packages, the docs actually live in here. Just so there's like a whole build process to this. But, you know, so now I have to unlink this one because we clearly need to work out of my local environment rather than, oh, this is tricky. Okay, hang on a sec. The reason I say this is tricky is because the VPS I have in my projects directory, so I keep all my V projects, sort of all the open source stuff I do here. I'm just going to wipe because currently I don't have access to, whoops. Okay, there we go. So I don't currently have access to the VitePress project itself. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and use sort of my forked branch as basically the place of contribution, so that way I can reliably have it. In the meantime, I will yarn link this one, and then I will dev, and then as we said, we will cd. Oh, that's unfortunate. This was not broken earlier. That's a little unfortunate. Okay. Really, this was not a problem earlier. Import meta.dev. Okay, interesting. I may have found an issue. Nope, I'm good. Okay, just had to install the dependencies. Okay, great. Oh, nope. Didn't like it. That's weird to me. Because I just forked it. Really shouldn't be that complicated. So yeah, that's the first thing I thought was a little bit weird. So, oh, I'm looking at ViewPress right now. What the heck? All right, here we go. Package. Yep, bin. Nope, that's right. Yarn build, yarn dev node. When dev runs client and dev client copy, what runs dev node? The only ask is because it technically builds on this piece right here, so maybe that's what I need to do first. Yarn dev node. Okay. No, dev node is run here. I'm being silly. This runs 3 different scripts. because it runs dev client, runs dev client coffee, and dev node. But for whatever reason, I am getting this weird thing. Okay, let's learn what's going on. Okay, so utils.ts, this one's inside of app. So they're basically saying this .m thing doesn't exist. This meta any.env, which stands for environment. But the question is, why is it breaking here and not in like the local? I mean, I guess the important thing is, does this even work? So if we go to our local view instance, our VitePress project, we link VitePress first. Great. Yarn dev. Yeah, nope. Yarn install force. Yarn. Oh, that maybe already. I noticed 1.0.0 beta. I think that was different. Whoops. Yarn unlink. Yarn link VitePress. Okay, yarn dev. Great. 3000 docs homepage. Okay. Great. Seems to be working so far, at least. So if we add follows a workspace, VitePress local. Okay. So new folder, we'll do .vitepress. And then assuming Evan's using the same thing, module.exports equals. Okay, let's just look at some of the VitePress configs, shall we? Default theme config. Great. So, yep, I think we can just do. Yeah, this is good enough. Let's test this out. Okay. So, didn't seem to do anything. Okay. Does it need to reboot itself? Nope, did not change the navigation structure at all. So that's different. So again, let's try this. Exertation H2. That uploaded correctly. Sidebar auto. Okay, so that did not re-update properly. So what I mean by that is sint H2. So sidebar is not auto reload. So basically it looks like, yeah, okay. So we have some issues to create. Oh wait, sidebar nav break. What is this? Yeah, okay, that's different. Okay. Sidebar HMR does not recompile on save. Create markdown file with front matter. Actually, let's just dig into this a little bit more. So theoretically, we also should be able to do stuff like title my doc site. And then I should be able to do this. And that broke everything. So Yep. Yep, nothing. Okay. So front matter linking is issue. So let's see, front matter is not accessible in Markdown. Add front matter to index.md. My doc site. It's not render expected. And then, so now we can do np, oh, I thought that's what I did. npx info. What happened? It didn't work? npm info. npx VitePress info. All right, that worked, I think. V 0.4.0, V 1.0.0, chas beta.1, npm version, sorry, node version, V 12.16.1, OS version, Mac OS 10.15.1, I believe. Oh, that 5. Auto reload. Re-render based on new content in Markdown. Sidebar. Always turn on. Add new headings to the file. Expect. Oh. Create index.md. So yeah, so what's interesting, again, if we just kind of look into this behavior as far as what's to be expected. So you see my doc's title, H2, H3, right? So theoretically, if I add this to H3, VitePress used to, yeah, you see that, but I had to do a manual refresh just for that to happen. I mean, that's not great. The sidebar should just work as expected. If it saves, it should re-render the sidebar. So something is not watching there. Sidebar auto is turned on. Add new headings to H3s to index.mb file. Save file. Sidebar should re-render with the appropriate headings generated. I don't want to redo this. Okay. Great. All right. So we got a couple of bugs that we've already found. But overall, I do like how fast everything's loading. This is good. It's just, unfortunately, unfortunately, it's just not cool. I don't know. I guess not clear quite yet how everything's fetching everything. So we're still learning more about sort of what's possible. Um, yeah, so page data, graph data. Yeah, lots going on in here. Theme TS. Yep. So theoretically, you can jump here. Yep. Context. Router. Yeah. Okay. Well, so today was a little less eventful in the sense that, unlike the last 2 weeks where we sort of building the command line interface, this today was sort of diving into VitePress and sort of seeing what's possible. Again, so VitePress is a work in progress. We sort of filed a couple of bugs, so hopefully over time as you get more familiar with the project and start to basically get a deeper understanding of what's going on, we can probably make it a bit more robust, because right now, clearly some of the things that we might expect to work that we're used to with ViewPress already is not working. So, for example, you might expect the search bar already to be working here. So I'll probably file that as well. And so helping to document some of like how the config works. I mean, so if we just do a quick, how does it even look for like this file? And so interesting, it says it should be done from here. So see source config ts. So there's 2 of them. Okay, so we know what logo, nav, sidebar config, multi sidebar config, search config, default false. Oh, is that why? Search true. Reload? Nope. Huh? Yep, this is the config. Default theme. Search true. So again, if we look inside what a search config is, default is 5, max suggestions, placeholder Algolia. Next, I mean, that's fine. But what is it expecting? Namespace default theme? Yep, that's not immediately intuitive to me. I think part of this is lack of experience with TypeScript, but it does look like there's some stuff in here. But it just not totally self-documenting. All right. Yeah, so with that, I think done a bit of exploration with VitePress, and then hopefully as the project matures and we get sort of better documentation around what's possible, we can actually dive into sort of what's missing, make some of those comparisons, and sort of go from there. So yeah, so I think for tonight we're gonna call it.